Okay, so hopefully you guys have seen my other videos. With the Enduro 24, I've had some issues with the drive shaft. Ever since I pulled it out of the box, it just wants to pop loose all the time. And my last video, I was out trailing along with it in the C10, trying to do some comparisons. If you haven't watched some of the comparison videos, definitely go check those out. Running the stock C10 and the stock Enduro 24, and the drive shaft just came loose on me once again. You can see it just dangling here. It's just popping out of the little tabs here on this ball. So the last time it fell out was on the trail, like I said, and I didn't even look for the piece. I'm just done messing with it. They're obviously very weak. So I was curious if the SCX24 drive shaft would fit. I was going to order this steel center drive shaft just for one of my trucks, just basically so I could check it out as well and do a little review on it. And so I thought, let's see if it will fit the Enduro. That way we know there's a quality option out there. I know there's a set of drive shafts on Banggood that you can get for like $11 or $12. I guess there's some shipping probably included there somewhere, but probably going to order that for this truck because I really don't want to put these on it. Okay, here's another little gripe with this truck. So I pulled the screw out. You got your little Phillips, tiny Phillips head screw. Pull it out. It goes all the way through. And so you have your shaft sticking out here. And it sometimes will just push in and disappear. So like when you're trying to put a new drive shaft on there, it's hard to keep that thing out there where you need it to get your pin through the hole. Because every time you go to put this on, and I don't know how well y'all can see this, my big fingers, these parts are so tiny. But when I go to put this on there, the the stub there wants to push in all the time. I actually got it that time, which is amazing. So I'm actually videoing and it worked. If that's the right size or not. Gotta love these little bitty screws. So that went on. Seems a little loose maybe. But it seems like it'll work. It just seems so tight. And like these wheel nuts are not tight. I mean, they're tight, but they're not over tightened. Like barely even tight. Part of that is probably the bushings. You know, you have bushings everywhere. You don't have bearings, so it's a lot tighter than it should be, in my opinion. It's just a lot of grit there when you're turning. So kind of that affects your crawling, you know. I mean, getting more drag, which I guess could be good for drag brake, but getting that friction build up, it's going to make your motor run warmer, all that stuff. So let's see if this will make. Okay, so we've got the front on. I don't know if you can tell the difference in that. This is the front hot racing drive shaft. No problems. No rubbing. I think you can see the HR on there, hopefully. So that's definitely a plus. My only concern is now if those don't give, or the gear's going to hold up, I don't know. So that's what I figured, you know, I'll swap these out and we'll move on from there. Probably going to go ahead and change these wheels and tires. I have a set of these super swampers, the boggers, whatever you want to call them. Probably going to put these on the C10, not sure. And I have a set of rock creepers that I may try on this truck. Everybody's getting upgrades. So I'm going to get this rear shaft on and then maybe start pulling some wheels and tires apart. Just because, I mean, this is a decent truck if I can get it to run. Okay, so I wanted to do a few upgrades and go from there. So one thing I wanted to check was the weight and the distribution of the weight of this thing stock. So hopefully you can see that. Zero it out again. Okay, so hopefully you can see that setting at all zeros. This has the 1S battery in it like it comes. So we're 55 in the front, 45% rear. Pretty good. Left to right's a little off. That right side, the front right is heavy. I guess you can see that 75.2, 74. It's going to vary a little bit. I'm like moving this thing, trying to hold it to where the camera can see it. But the right front is quite a bit heavier than the front left there. So I'm saying that's probably the motor being on the right. And it kind of feels that way when you hold it, actually. So may need just like a little weight on the left side here or something. Not bad though. C10 is let's see, we'll clear it out. This has the battery in it, everything ready to go. So it's 5248 front to rear, and it's pretty equal, right front, right left there. And then the rear is pretty equal also, so not bad. Pretty nifty little gadget. I just got this thing. I'm gonna have to do a review on it or something, but loving this thing so far. Definitely handy to check out the weight of your trucks. So what about that, y'all? I don't know. I just had this sitting around and was curious how it would look on the Enduro, the E24. Might not be half bad. Get rid of the front bumper. Looks like it would mount pretty easy, just like it is there. A little bit of work. Might not look too bad. It has an interior that might help the look of it. I don't know. So you can see what I did do to this thing is on off switch came loose. I put some RC four-wheel drive steel wheels, mounted the hex backwards to give them that deep dish look. Kind of helped widen the truck a little bit. You can see the gap here. Like I showed before in one of my other videos, it's a lot better than this. Stock wheel and tire even rubs the spring out of the box, which is just ridiculous. So with the bigger tire, you really need to widen it for it to work. So got to mount up the other two here for this side. You can see a little bit bigger, so hopefully it's going to help the clearance a little bit. And then what I did for the drive shafts is I had ordered a set of the hot racing steel drive shafts for the SCX24. The front one worked for the front because it was short enough, so I have the hot racing steel drive shaft on the front. The rear one wouldn't work, it was too long, so I actually ended up putting it on here. You can see how long it is. This is stretched, so it worked on the front of it. And then I took an extra SCX24 plastic stock one and made it work on the rear. It's a little bit of a pain to get that to work. For some reason, this the little notch here, the way that's moon shaped and made to slide on top of the gear that sticks out, it wouldn't slide on there. It was too tight to fit. So I took my hobby knife and basically just kind of worked up inside of there a little bit and trimmed a little bit out and made it fit. And it works. The screws through there. So more than likely what you would probably want to get would just be one of these short, medium drive shaft sets. I have a bunch of different pieces in there from some others. And the SCX24 comes with an extra one. So maybe you have some sitting around like I did. It's basically what I did, was just piece something together with some pieces I had. So it worked. So we're going to test this thing some more. I'm going to go ahead and get the other side of these wheels and tires mounted up. If you've mounted these wheels, you know why I'm not just doing it like that. Takes a little bit of time. Gonna get those swapped over. Been working on swapping these to some super swampers or boggers, whatever you want to call them. Just wanted to try those out on this C10. That one actually needs to go on the front, but just wanted to see what they look like on there. And then I'm gonna probably put these on the C10. I'm debating whether I want to take these Wrangler tires off and put the Rock Creepers, just so that this and the C10 have the same wheels and tires. I just hate dealing with taking these apart. So while these Wranglers are mounted, I may just throw them on there and go with it. But I'd really like for the stock C10 to have the same wheels and tires of this. Kind of upgrade them both with the same upgrades at the same time. And that way we get an idea of how they both work. So there it is. If we slap those on there. I wanted to kind of keep the aluminum or steel wheel look on this truck, just because that's one of the things I like about it, is it has the chrome and some stuff that's a little bit different. I mean, everybody does all black stuff and everything now, and so it's just a little bit different. I'm thinking about touching up some of the chrome with some of this panel line. If you've never used that, it does a really good job at making chrome look more 3D. You know, your plastic toy chrome like this just looks like a little piece of plastic toy chrome. So you can take that and kind of drizzle a little bit in it. It gives it just kind of a dirty look. I don't know if you can really tell. This body's not even mounted on here. Did a little bit on that grill, and you see how it just gives a little shadow in behind there. I've never even finished this body. It really looks bad. I started out I was going to do a lot to it and mount lights and this and that, and then I just started running it. Never even finished putting the tailgate on it or anything. It's just, it is what it is. It works. But I could see doing that maybe to the C10 here just to give that chrome some 3D look or something. But going to focus on dealing with these RC four-wheel drive wheels and get the creepers on the other side here, the E24, and hopefully should be back up and running and ready for some more comparisons. So if you're looking to upgrade the drive shafts, I would say you could make it work with this. Like I said, I ended up piecing so many different things together. I hate to tell you to just buy this and you're set, but I feel like you can make it work with this. Because like I said, I started out, I was going to put the Hot Racing steel drive shafts on there, and the front one worked. So I went ahead and mounted it and just left it. The rear was too long, so I went another route with the stock SCX24 plastic one. I have a set of steel drive shafts on order from Banggood for this. So when they show up like 7 months from now, I'll put those on. But for now, I just wanted to see if this would work. A quick, easy fix for anybody that might have some SCX24 parts laying around. And it's back up and running. So we'll finish these wheels and tires, and we'll get this thing back on a trail. So here's another little body I had laying around. Actually looks pretty cool. I may end up using this on here. I could do a little bit more trimming on the front bumper and make it the body sit right around it. Probably pull the body post, put it on some magnets, slap it on there. Fits pretty well. I've wanted to use this body for a long time. I had it on a Red Cat Sumo at one time. I initially mounted it to the Sumo's body post here. Wish I hadn't drilled those holes in it. Then I did magnets on the Sumo, and then I never really did use it because the Sumo kind of crapped out on me. So maybe an option on here. Definitely looks better than the stock. It's a little bit heavy, but not bad. So let me know what you think of that. I ended up with these RC four-wheel drive steel wheels, the Rock Creepers, Hot Racing aluminum, steel, whatever, front drive shaft, stock SCX24 rear, and we should be ready to roll. I crawled just a tiny bit with it to see how it was going to do, and I'm getting some chatter from the servo, so probably not going to be long before it dies. Basically the same difference as the SCX24. They always die pretty quick. But yeah, definitely liked the video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get those notifications when I'm posting new videos, because I'm going to be doing more updates to this. I got another truck on the way, something different, and I'm always doing something with the SCX24 or this E24. So appreciate everybody watching. Peace.